Hello everyone, and welcome to Wednesdays with Whitney, episode 7. Today I am with Christina Davis.
Hi.
And Kelly Marble.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about how to prepare for your headshot session. So, Kelly has been so kind to come in and be our model for today. Preface, I have never photographed her before. That's accurate, right?
Yep.
Never. Okay, so never photographed her. This is a real authentic experience. And Christina is here to add her wisdom to styling and how to really get prepared for your shoot. So, one of the biggest things that happens when people approach me about headshots is that they're like, well, what do I wear? Which is a huge issue for all of us. I mean, getting dressed in the morning can be a big challenge. So, and then getting dressed for photos that are supposed to represent you and your brand and your style can be equally challenging. So, what I would love to do is go through Kelly's clothing that she brought in today with us and talk about what would photograph well, and then Christina is going to dive into, styling and styling for your body and what looks great on your shape.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you brought with you today?
So yeah, I brought this patterned dress from Anthropologie. It's just a really fun dress that I just got recently, but it's just, I feel like it represents my style. Yeah, it's got a little hole in the back.
That's fun.
It has a modesty layer. That's what that's called.
A modesty layer? That's excellent.
Yeah, so this is a dress. This is a fun top that I use for work. It's got this little cutout on the front that's I just really love. And lots of fun. Okay.
What else do we have?
This blue.
And is this
Bright
what is
blue
this called?
Off-the shoulder.
It's called cold shoulder.
The cold shoulder.
The cold shoulder.
In a nice way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this might be one of my favorite colors.
Yeah.
It's just
It'll look glorious on you.
I love blue with my eyes.
Absolutely.
And blue is actually great on so many people, actually, especially that color.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you. I love photographing jewel tones.
Yeah.
They really pop. They really, especially in this studio, since I am photographing on black, white, brick, it's a lot of neutrals. Jewel tones just bring in that warmth, and they add a lot of personality as well.
Yeah.
And so then I just also brought a simple black shirt with a necklace. It's got some sheer sleeves. So it's just a basic.
Really good basic. I love a little extra fun bling with our basics.
I brought my jean jacket along.
The staple.
Her most favorite piece of
my
clothing.
staple
in
jean
China.
jacket that I've had for a long time.
How long have you had that?
Probably since my sophomore year of high school. So
A legacy piece.
yeah.
Or, depending on how old you are, maybe you bought it yesterday.
Maybe, maybe yesterday, close to yesterday.
It's not the same as my sophomore year of high
Yours
school.
would be vintage, and mine would be vintage.
And then I brought a pair of black jeans along.
Skinnies.
Love it.
Yeah, just some skinnies with a little
Are you
cuff.
thinking that with the blue top?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And then I brought this orange skirt along. I love to wear this with this top and then this brown jacket.
Is this tucked in?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Love it.
And
I'll help you with this.
Finally, yes, getting a little.
Got a lot of clothes here.
Do you want to take
I
this?
hang around my arm.
And I always tell people, bring more clothes than we're actually going to photograph. That way I can take a look, talk to you about what's going to photograph the best. In my style guide that I send out, I say very frequently, if blazers are your look, that's great. Bring along your blazer, but that's not the only option. Professional doesn't necessarily have to mean a suit and tie or blazers for lady, or even just the normal pencil skirt. I love that you brought this, because it's a skirt, it's dressed up, but it's still very much in line with your style.
And I love that you alluded to the fact that professional and formal aren't necessarily
Absolutely.
synonymous. So you can be very professional depending on what you do and not be all suited up, which may or may not feel like you at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so back up. And then the last pair of pants I brought are these cute little plaid skinny pants. I use them for work, and they're just a lot of, I love the subtle pattern.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, I'm going to kick it over to Christina, because by the time people see me, they have made all these decisions. They're walking in with their wardrobe. But Christina works on the other end of that. Can you tell people a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Among other things, I have a company, a consulting company called Outside In, and as it relates to individual work, I do a lot with personal styling, I do a lot of work with personal shopping, wardrobe consulting, and help people sort of assess what they have and really figure out what they need. And that was when Kelly and I first met each other and had an opportunity to work together. Maybe we talk about that a little bit. Where
Absolutely.
were you? And then where did we go together on this journey?
Yeah, so I reached out to Christina because over the last year, I took up yoga, my body shape's changed, but I didn't update my wardrobe. And I was a little bit overwhelmed about how much I needed to replace, and I really wasn't sure even where to start. And I remembered Christina from the first Bend City luncheon I went to. And I've also known Emily Steele for a few years, and she's spoken very highly of her experience with Christina.
Thanks,
and so when I was thinking about updating my wardrobe, I just graduated college, starting my first job. I was like, I just wanted a little bit of help and guidance with figuring out what my style was.
So it was a lot about style and it was a lot about fit. And actually, we were talking to Whitney earlier about fit, because as you prepare for headshots, one of the things that is really important is that your clothes fit properly. What are some of the things you found out as it relates to fit?
I found out I was wearing clothes that were way too big for me. So when I shopped with Christina, I was shopping like a size 2, size 0 sometimes, and some of my clothes that I was pulling out that were hand-me-downs or other things were mediums, larges, and so they just weren't flattering on me, and I wasn't enjoying wearing them because they weren't flattering.
And one of the things that happens too is people are sometimes reluctant to make a different investment when they don't know what they actually need. And so as we figure out what size someone actually is and what a fit actually looks like, then you felt more confident actually going out and spending some of the hard-earned new job money on things that she felt great in every day.
Yeah.
An equal number of women, I would say, Whitney, wear their clothes too small. So we have
Absolutely.
both. And it's important to just, I guess, nail it.
And I talk a lot about just being honest about your body.
Yes.
Like wherever you are, a frequent comment I get from people who are like, oh, I really want to do headshots, but I need to lose 5 to 10 pounds. I'm like, that's great. Like health goals are awesome and I encourage them, but usually what I say is like, listen, let's celebrate where we are now, or if you're really serious about it, let's put a date on the calendar for 3 months from now. And if you're there, you're there, but our bodies are a journey, our life is our journey, and I don't like starting headshots in a critical place. I think it should be a celebration, and they're not, I think headshots, sometimes people think like, I'm doing these once. I'm like, I do them every 6 months because I look a little different all the time. I also love having my photo taken, so there's that.
And I think some of what happens is when I would like to say punishing ourselves, but that might be strong language. We are wearing the too big, too small, which we know doesn't feel right, which then affects our confidence.
Absolutely.
So it's this whole, whereas if we just own what we have, to your point, and wear what fits us, we will feel confident and we'll look great in our shots.
Well, whenever I wear clothes that are too small for me, I just think about when this used to fit. That moment when like, oh, 5 years ago, this fit like a dream, and now I'm not breathing. So I don't want people to have that moment when they walk in here.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I'll kind of kick it back to you guys and talk about how you would style these and how you would put it together.
Yeah. And I'm going to let you lead the way, because one of the things that we made sure Kelly did when she made purchases is that one thing went with multiple other things. So again, this idea of really leveraging your money spent really well. So that means that we actually have lots of options with what goes with what in this rack of clothes. Why don't you tell us some of your favorites?
So I pointed out the skirt and the shirt combo earlier.
So again, that's these two. And what this jacket does is she is a more petite person. And so what that jacket does with this slightly oversized, more tunic-y type blouse is really nip her in. So it speaks to, if you love it, you can find a way to wear it. if you pair it with the right things. So Whitney earlier mentioned making sure this was tucked in. That would be a great tip too for your photos.
Then I love this blue shirt with these plaid pants. And again, they could go with...
I love that combo, by the way.
Yeah,
the jean jacket,
if you wanted.
if I wanted.
Well,
or
and this
just
is a
by
really
itself.
classic look.
Yes.
I love
100%.
having, I mean, the look you just were talking about is really speaking to your current style, which I think it's always good to have that represented. But you also want to have something that's going to have a little longevity. So if you don't do your headshots for a couple of years, is there a time in the world that a jean jacket has gone out of style? Okay, see, I ask Christina these things because I don't know. But
Some of you know I sell women's clothing as
Yep,
well,
absolutely.
and we have one almost every single season
Absolutely,
in
you
some
have
shape
to.
or form. Hold on to them. The older they are, the better they get.
exactly, they feel a little better every year.
Exactly. And then maybe a good one to talk about would just be this basic, because
Absolutely.
you mentioned making sure that you bring a basic. You could still, so obviously the way she has this styled makes it look a little more dressy.
Absolutely.
If you put the same jean jacket on, Whitney has done my headshots, I like that kind of high-low mix.
Absolutely.
So I love a dressy blazer over a graphic tee, or I love a denim jacket over a dressy or something on the underneath. So this is another option that could take two very different images
Absolutely.
and be a quick change.
Well, and my intro package, my professional headshot package, for those of you who have worked with me, it's really one look, but you can add in a blazer or change jewelry, and this is a great way to really maximize that package, because you can have a really professional top or dress and then add in either a jean jacket or a blazer, so that you're really getting some variety during that time.
Exactly right.
What I would love to do, Kelly, is would you slip into this, and Christina and I are going to talk a little bit about
Okay.
style, if you just want to. And you actually are going to get to see some live shooting here in the studio.
In the brown jacket.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely. So Christina, tell me a little bit about why people seek you out in the world and how you help them with their styling.
I think we get to a place where we have, and you've heard this is not a new statement, but closets filled with nothing to wear. I sometimes call them a collection of pieces or closet orphans. There's a level of frustration
Yes.
because of where we are in our lives, and you know
Yes,
what I mean.
me
You
too.
alluded to it. I have a new job. I don't feel exactly right about me right now. So we tend to put off acquiring
Yes.
new stuff. The other thing is there's some level of guilt when
Yes.
we're buying new things and we know we have a ton, and yet we know that what we have is not working. And so one of the things that I work with people on are closet audits, and it's a pretty intense
And emotional.
It is.
Because
It
you
is.
have to go through your closet and be like, oh, so I need to get honest about why I'm still holding on to this dress from 5 years ago.
Right. And I hear a lot, and I was working with someone who had some, let's just say, smaller sizes than she was.
Yep.
And she
I
had
might
not
have a few
been
of
those
those.
sizes in a long time. And she said, well, I'm saving this just in case.
Yep.
And I said to her, if that ever happens again, won't you want something new?
To
This
celebrate.
idea- exactly. And this idea that instead we're being constantly reminded of what isn't, when we could just be enjoying what is.
Absolutely.
So I find that closet audits are, and you know what's interesting is when people end up with less stuff, they feel like they have more because they can visibly see what they have, what it goes with.
Yep.
We take a lot of pictures. We'll actually create outfits.
Do you
Take
photograph
pictures.
during?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
And actually essentially give them a menu of options, because a lot of times you think, I'm going to remember that, and then you don't. And then we usually end the session with also an actual I need this list.
Yes.
Which means that then if they do want to shop either because socially their girlfriends are going out and doing that in the East Village or whatever, or if they actually want to do that for themselves and they have some time away from their families, just a little quiet, they can make those investments really trusting that that hard-earned money is well spent. And it changes that experience completely. We also talk a lot about quality over quantity.
This conversation.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about this as well, and
Yeah.
my business model is very similar. I prefer people to have less images, but I want them to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like when I deliver to a client, I want every single image that they have forever to be ones that they are truly invested in and truly love. I take the same philosophy with my closet. I probably spend a little bit more on my clothing, but I very rarely go shopping. And if I don't love it, if I am not just, you know, oozing joy to put it on and wear it the next, if I don't want to wear it the next day, then I take it back.
Yeah.
And that's really my philosophy.
Everything you have should fit, and everything you have should be useful. Everything you have should work with something else.
Yep.
And it feels really good then and exciting. I have gotten some texts from Kelly about how fun it is now to get ready in the morning. And all that closet audit experience really serves all of those purposes.
Did you two go shopping together?
We did indeed.
Come on in, Kelly. And I'm gonna have you tuck in your shirt just a little more, I think.
So it's, yeah,
Yep.
there you go. There you go. Nice, sleek.
Yep, and
There you
maybe just the waist go up a little bit. You guys can decide on that. I think the waist goes up a little.
Sure,
Yep,
that works too.
perfect, awesome. So those are things that I do. So Christina starts at the front end and, you know, helps curate the look. Really what I'm looking for when somebody walks into the doors, is it going to photograph well? Because those two things are actually different. I wear a lot of flowy tops, things that are easy to move around in. I also wear like a lot of stretchy pants because I am on the ground frequently. Those things are not always what I want to be photographed in. So when we're coming to this, I'm really looking to, you know, I'm gonna do some things where she's gonna bring her waist in on this because she's got a teeny tiny little waist, so we have to accentuate that. So what I'm gonna do is, Christina, would you mind grabbing the camera and following us around? And we're gonna do a little shoot.
Okay.
So, got it? Awesome. Yay! So, Miss Kelly, I'm gonna have you come and stand right here for me.
Okay.
Excellent. And Christina, I'm gonna move this. So,
Don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed, and you might have to come stand behind me.
Okay. You guys might want to see our buddy. Hi.
Hello, bud.
A little peek at Whitney's studio.
All right, so this is one of the setups that happens in the studio. I have my amazing brick wall. It's actually probably the reason that I ended up here and nowhere else. I love that we're at ground level, and a lot of people ask about these windows a lot. Can you see in? They're actually black tinted, so unless somebody is doing this, then you have privacy. So I love having this natural window light to take photos with. So Miss Kelly, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you mirror me here and really relax into this elbow, excellent. And then this hand is gonna come into this jacket right in the middle here, absolutely, a little higher. And we're just gonna cinch in that waist. Awesome, and then sometimes with these necks, they'll like to pop out a little bit. So I go in there. It is my job as the photographer to look at the things that you can't see and make sure it's all going well. So I spend a lot of time on hair because we have a lot of it, and it should be exactly where you want it to be. Awesome. I'm gonna have you bring this wrist a little bit more towards you actually. Right there. Gorgeous. So Winston, you're in the spot. I'm gonna bring your face this way for me. So the first couple shots I take are always me getting my settings, figuring out what I'm doing. If I'm not saying anything to you, that means you're doing a great job. Is that good for you, Christina? Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna have you take a deep breath in. Yes. The hardest part is breathing. I'm gonna have you bring your chin this way for me. Yep. And then I'm just gonna have you relax those shoulders. Yes, did you feel that change? Awesome, give me a big smile here. And right now your thumb is kind of pointing up, and I'm the one that's holding on your jacket. I'm actually gonna have you move that hand up a tad. Keep going right there. Love it. Bring your chin this way a little bit. Awesome, give me a little giggle here. Love that. Phenomenal. Ooh, you did this little head tilt thing. Yes, a little far, and then bring your chin down. This way, this way, this way, and then this way. Yep, got it. I'm gonna have you relax your face here. No big smile for this one. Give me a little smile, like on the corners of the mouth, like you know something I don't know. Yeah, you're like, wait, no, I'm a big smile human. That's fine too. So we're gonna, look at you.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm gonna have you put your back in. Yes, exactly. Ooh, I liked what you just did there. And I'm always looking to try to, you know, confidence is key, right? Especially when you're being photographed, you want to bring out your most confident self. So a lot of the posing I do, That's phenomenal. Literally move nothing except your face towards me. It's gonna be about open body posture and really inviting people to be in your space. I mean, they're not actually, it's a photo, but Winston is in my space all the time. There he is, perfect. Love that. And then this pinky, can we, yes, love it. So I look at all of the teeny tiny little details. That's what makes the whole difference. So bring your chin this way. Yes, give me those big teeth there. Yes, I love that. And I'm gonna have you look out the window for me here. Okay, that's stunning. I love your relaxed face here. I need you to breathe for me. Take a deep breath in, let it go. Awesome. And then just relax your face here for a moment. Yeah, lady. This, and then bring your eyes to me here. A little teeth. Yes, awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. So that's just a little sample of what we do here in the studio. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
So are there any questions that are popping up that we need to answer?
I have not seen any questions.
Okay.
I do see a lot of people joining.
Oh,
and
okay,
watching,
excellent.
but I don't see any questions.
Well, I'm gonna kick it. I just want to say thank you so much. Have we answered all of your questions today?
I think so.
Awesome, love it. And then I want to give Christina the chance to say goodbye as well. So
Bye. It's been so much fun. Good to hang out with all of you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Say bye, Winston.
Wait, does he wave?
Oh yeah,
Will
he'll
you
shake.
wave? Will you shake? Say bye-bye.
And this is the best part of the video. Oh wait, there's Christina. Look at you guys. Okay, that's adorable. Okay, bye.